There is never a dull day as a Nebraska fan, is there? We've seen a lot of Husker news drop over the past couple hours, so in today's video, I'm going to go over all of it. Nebraska. Looks like they have yet another 4-star silent commit. I'm going to let you know who he is, what's going on in his situation, and why I'm 100% confident that he'll commit to the Huskers when it's all said and done. We've seen a lot of wide receiver drama released today. A 4-star committed elsewhere after trolling the fan base. We've seen crystal balls roll in for not one, but two brand new names. One's committing on Friday, one's committing on Tuesday. I'm going to give you stash checks there. And then last but not least, an update around a 5-star number 1 wide receiver in America, class of 2027. Nebraska's been pushing hard to get him on a visit and to flip him along with Trey Taylor. I'll let you know the status check there. And then a couple other notes. Nebraska just made the top 3 for a rising offensive tackle. He's committing in the next 2 weeks. Athlon just released their Big Ten rankings, and they are absolutely crazy. I'm going to react to them and so much more. So really quick, if you're having a good day, I know I am, hit that like button. And also, if you're a dire Nebraska fan, it is a no-brainer. If you enjoy daily content talking about your favorite team, hit that subscribe button, join the family. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about now. It looks like Nebraska has yet another silent commit in this class. This time it is a 4-star prospect. Now, I told you guys about a week ago that Jamal Rule was a silent commit for Nebraska. That was before all the crystal balls rolled in. That was before, articles. That was before the insiders said anything. And now, of course, we know that Jamal Rule is publicly committed. But I think I found another one. This time, it's a 4-star offensive tackle, none other than Kaahaaina-Torres. Now, of course, we know that he's committing on Sunday. He's down to Nebraska, Florida, in Auburn. Now, of course, 6'7", 300 pounds, blue chip prospect. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I believe he's a silent commit. A couple of nuggets I've heard, a couple of hints I've heard. Of course, we know that visit went very well when he was in Lincoln about 1 week ago. Now, this was interesting. It was posted by Trey Taylor yesterday. He said, calling out Husker fans, word on the street is that Claude is feeling more fan love from other schools. Well, first off, that's not true, but even if it was true, that is now changed because Nebraska absolutely blew this post up, had about 200 comments, retweets, had about 2,000 likes on Twitter. So Nebraska fans are showing Claude all this love. That tweet was kind of random, kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I don't know if Trey Taylor's shown the truth there. I don't know if he's really telling the truth because we know Nebraska fans, they've been very vocal. They really want Kaahaaina-Torres. They're more vocal than Auburn fans. They're more vocal than Florida fans, but it is what it is. And anyways, he said, we need to change this around before he commits on Sunday. Okay, cool. So that was the first thing that I thought was really interesting. But the reason why I think that Kaahaaina-Torres is now a silent commit, we know that coaches like to hint at some commits and on Twitter at times. So you'll see GIFs, you'll see hashtag Go Big Red, you'll see eyeball emojis from time to time. They like to drop hints. Philip Simpson does this, EJ Barthel does this all the time, Matt Rule do it from time to time. A Nebraska coach just posted something 1 hour ago that I thought was really interesting that's hinting at Kaahaaina-Torres being a silent commit. This is EJ Barthel, running back coach. We know he's been involved all throughout every single position in this class. He said, hashtag pound the pavement, hashtag Go Big Red, and he posted a picture of a skyline. That's not New York City skyline. That's not Omaha. That's definitely not Lincoln. That's Chicago skyline. You know who's from Chicago? Kaahaaina-Torres. That's not out of nowhere. And I can guarantee you this, EJ Barthel's not visiting Chicago right now. He's not allowed to. We know it's a dead period. They can't visit anywhere. EJ Barthel's probably in Lincoln or he's probably on vacation, right? This is out of nowhere. Or is it? Looks like Claude is going to commit to Nebraska on Sunday. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think so. I feel really, really good about this. I felt good about this for some time now. I think Nebraska will land Claude on Sunday, but it looks like he might be a silent commit from the way coaching staff talking about it. And then that Trey Taylor post, I honestly think the reason Trey Taylor posted this is because he knows that Claude is a silent commit, and they're like, hey, show love to our guy because he's committed to us, but he just didn't want to say that. So feel really good about that situation. All right, let's go over the wide receiver drama because we've seen a lot unfold. Zion Robinson, I told you guys that he was probably going to commit to Michigan. He did commit to Michigan today, but the reason why it was interesting is because Nebraska fans were not happy on social media. He was hyping up the Huskers. He changed his profile picture to Nebraska on social media. He was saying, Nebraska fans, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. And the next day he committed to Michigan. So it's kind of like a bait and switch here by Zion Robinson. Not a good move there, but listen, I'm not shocked by this move again. We didn't even know Nebraska was recruiting him a week ago, so it's not shocking they committed to Michigan. But I will say this, once again, Nebraska has a successful season this year. We could flip him. I'll tell you this, Zion Robinson, we can give you free tickets for the Nebraska-Michigan game. Be here. You should be here for that game. We'll give you front row tickets to see Nebraska upset Michigan. Maybe you'll change your mind after that. I'm just saying. So that was interesting, though. Larry Miles, told you guys, I believe yesterday, the day before, I expect Nebraska to land him. We've seen a bunch of crystal balls roll in over the past couple hours. So this is pretty much a done deal. I think they were waiting on Zion Robinson. They probably wouldn't have took Larry Miles if Zion Robinson ended up committing to Nebraska. But once Zion went to Michigan, they're like, okay, we have a room for Larry now. So Looks like Larry will be committing on Tuesday, so that's pretty much almost a done deal. And then, of course, we know Nayland Scott. I kind of leaked this, but expect something Friday. Expect it Friday. It could be tomorrow, but expect it Friday for Nayland Scott. All right, wanted to go over a couple other nuggets here. Leon Noyle, of course, we knew that he was going to be committing on July 7th for some time now. Officially released his top 3 down to Baylor, Nebraska, Mississippi State. Now, we know that Nebraska, they pretty much want 4 offensive linemen in this class. Puma, likely a silent commit. So let's just say we already have 3 commits right now. Pretty much the guys we're going after then are him, Leon Noyle, Calvin Obot, and then pretty much one other Javion Cooper from Syracuse. So I think the way Nebraska is going to go about this, if they do in fact land Cloud on Sunday, is say, hey, next one commit is going to be the last guy we take. We're cool with taking Calvin. We're cool with taking Leon. We're cool with taking Javion, but they're going to kind of put some pressure on these guys. Hey, commit to Nebraska. You might have not have a spot by the end of the summer. So Leon Noyle is somebody to watch. I don't expect Nebraska to land him. I think it'll probably be Mississippi State. That's before all the crystal balls rolled in here, but take my word for it. I do expect him to be a Bulldog, but just should be known Nebraska did make his top 3, and he had a really good visit a couple of weeks ago. A couple of things I want to get to. Again, Jameer Brown is somebody who, man, is a lot of smoke around him. 5-star wide receiver, of course, Ohio State commit number 1 receiver in the class of 2027. What's interesting about Jameer Brown, every time Trey Taylor talks about guys he wants to bring to Lincoln, this is the first guy he always mentions. Always mentions Jameer Brown. He was recently at an event yesterday at the 5-star Rivals camp. Look at this. Threw a dot over Jameer Brown. Beautiful fade ball by Trey Taylor. So again, they're competing together, continue to build that relationship up. Jameer Brown, somebody in Nebraska behind the scenes, they've been trying to get him on a visit for some time now. If they could just somehow get him on a visit for that Michigan game this year, that would go a long way to try to flip him. But at the end of the day, it comes down to winning football games, comes down to Trey Taylor continuing to peer recruit him, and it probably is going to come down to that money too. I mean, you got to pay him some good money because this is somebody that a lot of people consider to be, Jeremiah Smith 2.0. That says a lot. All right, couple other things I want to get to before we get out of here. Athlon just released their Big Ten rankings. This isn't their preseason rankings. This is their prediction. So this is how they think the standings are going to unfold as the year progresses. Let's react to them. Let's see where they put Nebraska. So they have Penn State 1. I don't think that's crazy at all. I think Penn State might just be the best team in the country with their running back core with Drew Aller. They got some decent receivers. They got a good offensive line. So I don't hate that. They got Ohio State 2, okay. Oregon probably 3, okay. That's fine. Those 3, that's a very, very good order. Now, where's Nebraska? Are we going to be 5 or are we going to be 6? Let's see. Michigan 4. I don't know if I'm there yet with Michigan, just because they have a true freshman starting quarterback. The running back core is not very good compared to what it's been in the past. Their offensive line still not very good. The offensive line is really, really struggling. So while I do think Michigan's going to be improved, are they going to be that improved to be the 4th best team in the Big Ten? I think that's kind of stretching it. Indiana 5. Wow, that's bold. I don't know if I'm willing to say Indiana repeats what they did last year. I think they'll still be, an 8-7 win team, but definitely not 10 win, definitely not 9 win. So, okay, they put Indiana here. Now, this is kind of the running to see Nebraska. Could they put Nebraska 6? No, they're going to go Illinois. Okay, that's fine. Illinois is tough. They return almost everybody. Okay, where's Nebraska? USC, are we really doing that? USC, after the season they had last year, I know they beat Nebraska on the road, but man, or when we were on the road, but man, USC's not it. Not it. And they got a lot of talent on that roster. They always do, but that wide receiver room, not as good as it used to be. They lost a lot of portal guys. They're starting Jaden Mayava, who I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, I think Nebraska can be a lot better than USC. All right, is this us? Wow. Really? Iowa? Again, they lost everybody on this defense. Their quarterback is from FCS football. Their running back is the worst. There's the worst starting running back we've seen at Iowa in a very long time. They're going to, it's going to be hard for them to replace Caleb Johnson. The receiver core's trash. Their offensive line's the best it's been in the last couple of years, but the offensive line hasn't been good the last couple of years. Nebraska should be a lot better than Iowa. I don't like that at all. So are we going to put, okay, they think Nebraska's going to be the 9th best team in the Big Ten. All right. That's fine. That's fine. But I like to know what our record prediction is. They don't let us know what they think our record's going to be. You guys can pause the video and you can read that if you want. But 9th best in the Big Ten. I don't know if I think that's success. I want to be at least top 6, really. I want to be top 7. I want to win 8, 9 games. In my opinion, that's what would be a successful season. They got Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Oh, I think Wisconsin's going to be 12. I mean, that's probably better than I'm expecting. I think they're going to fall off a cliff this year. Got Michigan State bad. UCLA, I'm bullish on UCLA. And then they got Purdue as the worst team. I think Purdue could shock some people. I don't think Purdue's going to make a bowl game, but I think Purdue could surprise a lot more people. All right, and then last thing I want to mention, Nebraska has a new play-by-play announcer, new voice of the Huskers. Of course, we know that Greg Sharp no longer with us. God rest his soul. But they just hired Kyle Crooks from Florida, who honestly, I was listening to him. He's got a pretty good voice. I mean, he gets me a little bit fired up. I kind of like that he's a younger guy, so hopefully he can, be our voice for the next 30, 40 years. So I'm excited about him. He looks like a good addition. I'm a guy who, likes to listen to the radio from time to time. So hopefully, he gets in tune with this Nebraska community here for the long term. But he sounds like a stud commentator, man. He has a nice voice to him. He has some nice adjectives that he uses. I'm a guy who used to do play-by-play in high school, won a bunch of awards for it, so I know how it is. But he's really, really good. So shout out to Kyle Cricks. If you guys listen to the radio, you're going to be in for a fun time. But rest in peace, Greg Sharp. He will not be replaced, and not to the full extent. Kyle Cricks is going to do a good job, but Greg Sharp was one of one. So rest in peace. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below about everything, the recruiting news, the Athlon rankings, everything. Let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. Hey, if you made it this far, hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go be your head, go Met Rule, and I'll see you in the next one.